News Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elise Edie alongside Craig O'Neill and Sarah Fortner in for Tom. You just saw Tom is live at Joe T. Robinson for Home Field Advantage. We'll check back in with him in just a bit.
Yep, excited for the weekend. I'm excited to work with you guys this morning. You never get to work with both of you at the same time.
I don't know that this combination has ever happened before.
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
but
I like it too.
Yeah.
I like it too.
The chemistry, very good chemistry, ladies and gentlemen. You have tuned in at a very good time on TSP 11. The chemistry is just very noticeable.
Yes.
well,
yes,
I'm excited.
it is.
I'm excited for Halloween. I wore my orange.
I like
Tom's
it.
wearing his pink. I maybe should have worn pink, but I'm excited for
You're
Halloween.
festive.
Yeah, let's go into your first check of forecast. Let's look at these numbers. I'm drinking my coffee hot this morning. You probably will be too. That dew point is low. Need that chapstick because it's dry out there, but not for long. North-northeast wind at 5 miles per hour. Once you see that wind shift out of the south, that's when you know things are changing. And that's coming tonight. Looking forward to that. Hour by hour for your Friday. By the way, congratulations. You've almost made it to the weekend. Mainly sunny throughout most of the day. I think your lunch hour is going to be nice. Look at that. Mid-low 60s, a little bit of sun out there. Patio weather perhaps, but upper 60s expected as clouds roll in by the time you're picking the kids up from school. Big topic in the weather forecast. Your washout index for Saturday. When's it getting here? How much are we getting? Are my kids going to be drenched as we head out to trick-or-treaters? I think you're going to be okay. The trend in the model showing the bulk of the rain to the south and east. That's good, right? Moderate to heavy rain between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. That's not great for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. But it is good for the trick-or-treaters. I've got more details coming to you, letting you know how much your rain buckets will get by the time the weekend's over. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sarah. Right now, state crime lab officials working to identify the 4 people who died in a plane crash yesterday.
Authorities in Russellville say they hope to get a positive ID today. The small plane went down yesterday morning off of Van Horn Road, and it was carrying the pilot and 3 siblings headed to their uncle's funeral in Tennessee.
The Polk County Sheriff says the community is coming together to show support.
It's just tragic. And you know, my prayers along with everybody is just with the families, and they're going to be with the families. We're going to stand there. We're going to be in support of them.
Meanwhile, the FAA and NTSB have now taken over that plane crash investigation. Several people witnessed the crash firsthand while on their way to work.
And Chris Womack works at a local radio station there, and he says several calls came pouring in about the accident.
One of them was just happened to be driving through, and he seen a fire, and the fire truck, you know, putting out it was like a field fire.
Authorities say the victims were well known in the community, but they need a positive identification before releasing their names. Again, the sheriff's office hopes to have it confirmed today.
A 3-year-old Calhoun County girl is dead after state police say she was found in a washing machine, unresponsive. Troopers are trying to figure out what happened. The child was discovered by Hampton police Wednesday afternoon. Officers say the toddler was taken to a hospital in El Dorado where she later died. No word on charges. Batesville school officials say there will be a moment of silence at tonight's football game, honoring the 2 players who died in a car crash earlier this week. 15-year-old Camden Osborne and 15-year-old William Olson died Monday after the car they were in hit a tree. The 4 others in that car are still in the hospital. Olson's funeral is happening this morning in Batesville. Osborne was buried yesterday. The state's highest court throws out a lawsuit brought by former Little Rock school board members. Yesterday, justices ruled they cannot sue the state for the district takeover. The Arkansas Department of Education took over the state's largest district in January after 6 schools were labeled academically distressed. Since then, the board members have tried to get back control. The Searcy Police Department needs your help finding a missing man. 56-year-old Carl Cobb has not been seen since Wednesday morning. According to family members, he didn't show up to a relative's house for work, or at work rather. Officers say Cobb is around 5'8", weighs around 140 pounds, and may be traveling in a white 2000 Lexus RX3.
National news now. Federal investigators working to figure out how a plane bound for Venezuela caught fire at a Florida airport before taking off. It happened yesterday in Fort Lauderdale. More than 100 passengers were forced to evacuate using inflatable slides as crews rushed in to put the flames out. Close to 24 people were treated for their injuries. And new surveillance video has emerged showing the massive biker brawl in Central Texas that left 9 people dead. The video aired on CNN yesterday and shows that May shootout inside of a Twin Peaks restaurant involving rival gangs. Waco police say they didn't release it. 177 people were arrested in connection to the incident. So far, though, no charges have been filed. The military expected to spend most of the day finishing gathering pieces of an unmanned surveillance blimp. It broke loose Wednesday in Maryland and landed in Pennsylvania. There was still helium in its nose when it came down. So yesterday, state troopers shot the blimp to release the gas. Meanwhile, sensitive components have been removed. Early this morning on Capitol Hill, the Senate voted 64-35 to approve a 2-year budget and debt deal. The agreement raises the government debt ceiling until March of 2017 and removes the threat of a national default. The House passed that deal on Wednesday.
Presidential hopeful Dr. Ben Carson making a stop in Arkansas today.
The retired neurosurgeon is headlining a rally in West Memphis. It's happening at the high school tonight at 6 o'clock.
And this will be his second visit to the natural state. In August, he made a campaign stop in Little Rock.
And TV judge Greg Mathis is the keynote speaker at a leadership conference in North Little Rock. The Stand Foundation hosting a summit today focused on training people and organizations on how to be leaders in the community.
Governor Hutchinson will also be there. This is taking place at the Wyndham Riverfront Hotel starting this morning at 8:30.
And tomorrow, the Old Navy outlet at the outlets of Little Rock will officially open its doors. And since it's Halloween, officials have planned giveaways and activities throughout the day.
There'll also be festivities hosted by the outlets for kids under 12. That's happening from 2 till 4.
Halloween almost here, but there's a treat, or rather a threat of rain, which, well, for some of you, it may be a treat that could lead to unwanted mischief.
THV 11's Meredith Mitchell tells us ways to protect yourself and trick-or-treaters.
Cheryl Lateef says she's already had enough spook for this Halloween.
I looked through the keyhole and it just frightened me so bad my whole insides was shaking.
Still shaken from the incident, Cheryl didn't want to appear on camera. But she says Tuesday night, 2 suspicious males wearing costume masks rang her doorbell at her Park Hill neighborhood home.
It just reminded me of something that you see on TV.
While Cheryl warns neighbors to remain vigilant, the Bryant Police Department is warning parents about staying visible.
It may be raining, maybe foggy, who knows.
Sergeant Todd Krausen with Bryant Police says they're encouraging parents to make sure their children glow in the night.
You can get these glow sticks in these stores, even these necklaces and these bracelets. Now these things light up really good at night.
Meredith Mitchell, THV 11 News.
Sergeant Krausen says flashlights are always a good idea.
Yeah, it makes you more visible and prevents any trips or falls. Halloween celebration starting a day early as the Senators are getting ready to take on the Apaches.
Tom Brandon and Allie Washington live at J.T. Robinson this morning. Good morning.
Hey. Good morning. Craig, something that you actually inspired other than me in my career. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Coach Cothran, the only female PA announcer in Arkansas. J.T. Robinson, she's been doing it going on 18 years. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm going to lose my hat here.
Notice I saved the, you know, the PA announcer's a real witch.
That is true. I am definitely a real witch.
All right, so you learned from one of the best that I know, Craig O'Neill. So how did this happen?
We needed a new announcer from our school. I've been involved in athletics all my life. My dad was a football official. My brother's a football official. So I just happened to fall into it, and I love doing it.
Well, I am certainly surprised. You're the only one in Arkansas, right?
I'm the only, to the best of our knowledge, I'm the only woman announcer in Arkansas.
Well, give us a sample. How does this work? Show us how it's done, all right?
Okay. Y'all ready? And that's another Robinson Senator first down.
Does that sound familiar, Craig? Huh?
She doesn't know I get a residual.
Oh, we've got tricks. We've got treats coming up. The Museum of Discovery is here this morning. treats from Golden Corral, plus the Robinson Senators. We're going to take a break from here, and we'll be back with more in just a few moments.
You know, she does that when they are on the road. She'll go on the road with the with the fans, and they'll sit on the visitor stands, and she'll do that.
She's good.
And she's good, and she's got that voice that commands you to follow along.
She does. We need to have her on the show.
That'll wake you up. The use of drones get more and more popular.
That's right. The FAA estimates there will be more than 30,000 drones used in the U.S. by the year 2030. Coming up this morning, find out what laws are being implemented to keep up with the cutting-edge technology. Sarah?
Trick or treat forecast coming up as well. Get your coffee hot too. It's a little chilly this morning. Stay right here. Your weather details coming up.